people only start digging into your life when you overshare. So if you don't overshare certain parts of your life, most people usually are never going to try to dig, or and also the digging usually tends to affect your relationships.
So we want to know from you, what is one positive thing that the men in your life do for you? It could be your father, your uncles, anything. What is one positive thing that the men in your life do for you? Is it this? Why is this comedy? I'm so curious.
So like I'm dark humor, and you said something to me that was like, "Don't do it."
Okay.
Don't say it.
So
It was
you like murder mysteries? You can make it that
all the
podcast.
humor.
I was just like, I don't have a dad. Like, as long as we are Black, there's always going to be a level of colorism, just because of everything that we went through with, you know.
Yeah.
The
history.
There's been a lot
With the
of
history
there's
of
been
Africa.
Because one of the refreshing things, I won't lie, when I was taking a look at your page, and there's no you're the African Meru girl from Chuka completely. Like, there's no need to fabricate, or there's no need to kind of lean into a bias that I've not seen that in your content. And I feel like you should know that, that's something that's very powerful that you do. Like, the fact that you represent African beauty as it is in its own wholesome way.
But it's actually really funny, because a lot of people usually say that, but in my head, I've never really done that on purpose. So my question is, like, what is it about me that says, like, she's really is it because I have no hair?
No, it's just because you're you. And like your personality
Because
shows.
usually, like, people usually say that because
no,
like,
no.
I love like your Africanness.
No,
and I'm like, because I'm bald.
No. I'm bald.
That's it.
I'm bald. So if I was to use that card, I'd be rightly to use it.
I'm the minority.
But no, it's like I just feel like whenever I watch your content, I just feel like the normified beauty standards that like a lot of African people have been, and you've been doing this for 10 years, that only now I'm starting to see the world appreciate. You've been doing for a protracted amount of time.
But I mean, okay, I have to be honest though.
Yeah.
But like the way we're talking about, like, colorism still exists in the sense, like, I feel like I do get a level of privilege. Like, I'm not light skinned, but like, I feel like darker skinned women in the content creation industry, both in Kenya, in Africa, and in the world in general, are always given the shorter end of the stick.
Okay.
And it's 100, like, it, like, I will die on this
Cross.
on this hill, on this cross. But it's 100% a thing.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, because I'm in the middle, people tend to relate to me more because I'm like, and I'm in the middle.
Range, right?
Yeah. But in all honesty, I do believe that we, like, a lot of dark-skinned content creators are not given the same level of appreciation, given the same level of love, given the same level of opportunity to work with certain brands.
I'm curious. Do you think that I feel like there's a scale
and also the
here.
following. Also, they
Really?
seem to get like a slightly lesser following than lighter skinned.
So what I've seen as well with like darker skinned ladies is there's one extreme where they're just not appreciated. Then there's the other where it's almost like a fetishization. Like they'll be like, I don't know, especially when I see mostly runways, etc. They'll try to, even the way they make them pose, they're not doing it how they make like a light skinned person pose. There's always some sort of something really drastic about it. Even what they put them in, it'll be like a big like blazer or something huge, or like something really sparkly, and then make them look in a really weird way. I find that sometimes when they do take a really dark person, they make it like a spectacle.
Like there's not really a genuine appreciation.
It doesn't.
It's almost like
it doesn't. It's so
edgy.
dark, like it's so different, right?
Yeah,
that's what I find as well.
You're just like,
I've seen it.
she's just dark skinned.
Yeah, can she just?
And we love it.
And this is, my sister has this conversation with me all the time about how she wishes that as a dark skinned girl that they can just do the bare minimum, like a light skinned girl can. Do. That's what she said. Can we just get away with doing the bare minimum? It doesn't have to be sensational for me to be appreciated. I just want to be appreciate the same level if I do the same amount of work.
And actually, funny enough, the other dark skin models who are given the same level as respect of like maybe a light skinned woman, it's usually a woman who's dark skinned who has the facial features of a Eurocentric woman. Have you noticed that? Like, if you are a very dark woman and you almost look like Tyra Banks in the face, then they're just like, Black Barbie.
Yeah.
Now you
That's
can be
so
hot.
true.
Oh my god.
But
She said
person-
Black Barbie.
No, but that's what they call them.
It's
Like
so
if
true.
yeah,
Are you
they literally
kidding?
call them Black Barbie.
Are you joking?
Yeah, because they're like very dark skinned and they look like Tyra Banks in like
There's
the
a
shape
person
of
that
the
comes
face.
to mind.
Help
Yeah.
me.
You know who
I
I'm
know,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, I know
Yeah,
who you're talking
one
about,
of the Thought Sisters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Black
But then-
Barbie, like they said Black
Yeah.
Barbie.
It's a thing.
Yeah. Because you think that
Yeah.
Barbie has those features.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
it's just a
yeah,
black
yeah.
version
And then they
Yeah.
just
of
make
that
them
lady.
But why
darker.
say it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
People just do that, like, especially in the comment section, they're just like, Black Barbie.
Yeah.
But then if a
That's
darker
bad.
skinned woman has
Yeah.
less Eurocentric looks,
Yeah.
still absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't. Then they're like, "Ooh, you're
Let's
edgy."
make it weird. Yeah. Now let's make it dodgy. Let's make it.
And I'm just like, but why can't she just
Yeah.
be
Be
a
herself. Yeah.
Exactly.
a little hot,
Can she be a
hotty
black Barbie?
toddy?
Exactly. I
Yeah.
feel you. I've seen that. I've
Which
definitely
I find
seen
that's so bizarre. And half the women who they usually do that to, I'm just like, like that girl is gorgeous. Like
Yeah.
just let her be just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Why she got to be upside down with like
know,
a trench
right?
coat, like
Yeah.
hanging
In a
off her
desert
neck
for no
in the
reason.
desert for no reason?
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Like just give her
yeah.
a cute little corset and put her on
Yeah.
the side of the pool and
Exactly.
be like, yes.
Just do this. That's like
That's
everyone
it.
else.
In
No, I
the
hear you, I
desert.
hear you.
Yeah.
You know, we're flying up to Nevada, guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so deep. I feel like you get in touch with yourself, you know? It's so spiritual.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I
I
hear you.
get you. Okay. Okay. Learn to
So I have I want us to take it somewhere else now, and I think you're okay with this because you talk about being 30 plus, right? Are we allowed to?
Yeah.
So okay, for some
Daddy
ladies,
three.
33. There we go. So I want to talk about. I know, right?
Yeah.
I know. Shock horror, like music
Ah.
effects. So I want to talk about because we're about to get there. I'm there in a few months.
Oh,
And-
and you?
long time. I
Yeah.
have two and something.
Oh
years.
my God, you guys are babies.
I know,
Yeah.
right? I know. So I want to know. I want this section to be like things you wish you knew in your 20s that you now know in your 30s.
Oh,
So we're gonna do categories, right?
okay.
So the first category is about money.
Mm-hmm.
What is something you wish you knew in your 20s that you've now realized in your 30s when it comes to finance?
Save.
Mhm.
You don't have to show your hairs every single weekend. Like you don't have to.
Mhm.
Like the world's not gonna end.
Yeah.
Save.
Yeah.
And also have a plan with your money, because I mean I started figuring out the saving thing like towards the end of my 20s, but I didn't have a plan. Like I was just saving
Ah.
money with no, like what am I going to
what
do
are you
with
gonna
it?
put it into, et
Exactly.
cetera.
Like
Yeah,
so educating yourself about like bonds and just different ways for you to make money from the money that
Like,
you've made,
Yeah.
and also
Yeah.
saving it with a point.
Yeah,
like what's your point? Do you want to
exactly.
buy an apartment? Do you
Yeah.
like whatever the case? Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise you just use the savings when it gets tough,
Yeah.
right?
Or even
I
when
hear
it
you.
just sits there, it loses money. It loses its
Yeah,
Inflation.
inflation. Yeah. So when it just sits there, it's
So
useless.
number one is saving and having
Yeah.
a plan
Yeah.
with money. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm laughing because I know how I was a few years ago in my earlier 20s, and I'm like, I know. Like you think about the
Life would be
figure.
a lot
Yeah,
different,
I'm like, I'm thinking about the figure. If that was just put
Hmm.
into a bond early,
No.
there's a balance though.
Actually,
of
no,
like,
but funny enough, I
Mm.
love to say that about myself all the time. But like, I was so broke until I was like 27. So every
Okay.
single time I say that, I'm just like, what?
What are you saving? Like me,
I mean,
I'm
in theory,
I'm
it's a
with you
good
in that
idea.
area
Really?
because
I
for
was
me,
broke.
I'm of that opinion of save, invest in bonds and stuff. But for me, something I've kind of realized, especially with our financial markets today and how hostile they are, sometimes it even makes more sense to put it in a business and risk it. It
That's
sounds
true.
crazy,
Yeah.
but like, I think it makes a lot of sense to save money, of course, but like always have an investment vehicle that trades something
Yeah.
when you're young,
Yeah.
like an income producing asset. It might not be making a lot,
but just anything.
yeah, but it might be yielding something.
Yeah.
And that's something I've learned especially this past year. It was like, yo, you need an income producing asset. Shout out Mantalk, hello.
Why did we invest? Anyway, moving on.
What have we saved, Eli? Why are we saying savings?
Oh dear. I'm just
But you
thinking
had
about-
fun
yeah.
though.
So much fun.
Yeah,
so much
we've
fun.
had fun,
There is a
yeah.
balance, I think, to strike where it's like you still need to make memories. Memories cost money.
Yeah.
But also be cognizant of the fact that, the memories will go and you still need to have something you've done during that time.
Exactly.
Because personally, earlier 20s, for like a few years, I was making quite a lot of money. But at the same time, I'm like 21, 22. And all I want to do
Is
is enjoy because I've just got
I'm
my
not
ID.
gonna lie.
Just wanna
I'm
travel.
actually so happy I was
Yeah.
broke in my 20s.
Really?
Because I don't think I would have been responsible. Because
No.
when those people are like, I was making so much money, how much do you have? a lot less than I did when I was 20. I was like, that makes sense because I would.
No,
Like,
yeah.
your
'cause
brain is not developed enough to
this
know
is
what
true.
to do with it.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel better.
Oh,
about
no,
this. Thank
like,
you. Yeah.
If you've really used it, there's nothing we can do. And
Yeah, and
you have the
come back
memories.
somehow.
Yeah,
It's
it will come back.
experiences.
It's
Investing in
experiences.
experiences.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's a good story. See, you've used it
I've
for the
got such good
podcast.
stories.
Okay, second lesson.
The next category of things I wish I knew when I was 20 is about friendships.
Mhm.
I don't know how big your circle is, but I'm
Very
cu-
small.
There we go. Was that always the case? And how was that lesson?
Like my best friends,
Mm.
I've known them since, like, my oldest best friend, we've been friends since I was 18. My other best friend since college. So, like, my very tight group of friends, it's very, very small.
Mm.
And, like, my best friends, yeah, I can just say 3.
Mm.
Max.
Wow.
Max.
Oscar,
Yeah.
Eli, and
Max.
your mum.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically. So, I mean, I've just never, I don't know, I'm just not, like, I'm a
Mm.
people person.
Right.
But I
right.
find it weird when people have, like, 20 best friends.
Yeah.
Because I'm
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
there's no way
Mm.
that
Mm.
2 of them
Yeah. No.
are not talking mad-ish
Mhm.
about you.
But yeah.
Not possible.
Yeah. I hear you.
There's no way.
Especially if you're doing things together and there's opinions about
Exactly.
what's happened. Yeah.
There'll be a little judgy-wudginess. Something's gonna happen. To me,
Yeah.
and also my biggest thing about best friends
Mm.
is I like to be able to share with you stuff, but you also have to share with me stuff.
Yeah.
So that means if you decide to bring me down,
Mhm.
I have the exact same power to bring you down.
Mutual destruction.
Like, we have to
She's a
have
politician.
mutual
Yeah.
destruct, like mutual. So if I tell you my deepest, darkest secret, you better come up with, like, who you killed. Like, we need mutual,
Balance.
yeah.
But how do you track it, man? Do you like consciously go, you know so much about me, I'm telling you nothing now? Or
No, I mean, a lot of it usually kind of
Yeah.
do it together, where we're just
Yeah.
like, I keep this secret, you keep yours.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am.
Done.
There we go. That's how it starts.
Are you
Uh-huh.
kidding?
And then you slowly evolve it into, haha, I'll tell you my deepest, darkest secrets, you tell me yours.
Has it ever happened where you've fallen out and the secrets have leaked? Has that ever happened?
Never.
Ah, smart.
Because she has the
Good
same
choice.
Because
gun.
I have this
Did it?
She has the
So
same
this-
gun.
So no one just said, I don't care.
How did
I
you
would've
learn
th-
this lesson? Are you a spy? What's up?
No, but I'm also hearing, like, men have like, y'all are weird about friendships. Oh, y'all will have like 20 best friends,
Ah.
or you'll have like one best friend that you can see every 7 months,
Not
Okay.
but they
really.
live in the same city.
Not really.
And I'm like,
Mine's quite small. It used to be like, but I think it's because
Yeah.
when you're younger, you want as much social capital as possible, and so you
Never
think
in
like, you're not a
never in
fan.
life.
That was me. I wanted like as much social capital, so I wanted as many friends as possible, and I tried to maintain that. And I was like, after a while, I was like,
Isn't that
same
exhausting
thing.
though?
Very, very, very.
Yeah.
Me, for
It's
me,
different.
most people fail the loyalty test.
Mm.
My loyalty test, like everybody, like most
What's the
people.
loyalty test?
I'm curious. now.
Yeah,
Have I
you
had
don't worry,
this
you
test?
passed it. You passed it.
Hallelujah.
You
I
passed
mean,
the
because
loyalty
you're
test.
still here.
It's
Exactly,
like
right?
it's like I always know. I don't know how, but I always know people who I can give my loyalty because they'll give it back.
Mhm.
And like you can tell that our relationship grow when that happens. But whenever I see someone try to use something of theirs to kind of try and hurt me or undermine me in any way, especially within the first few months or weeks,
Mhm.
like my energy is detracted so fast. Like you won't, and it's something that you won't even notice, but
Right.
you'll just realize like everybody gets put. I redraw the boundaries and you just stay where you're supposed to be.
Okay. I mean,
And
that
the
makes
ones who are like
sense.
closest to me know, like
Mm.
it is active in their minds that they know, me and Oscar are like super close.
Mhm.
He calls me every day, he texts me every day, he cares about me. But when I just decide to not, you'll realize it's a slow thing. Like you're not, I just distance myself slowly over time.
Okay.
Interesting. So what I'm
Yeah.
getting from these two analysis is like you'd be a great politician
Yeah.
and you'd be a great criminal. That's what I'm hearing. The way you navigate these spaces. That's what I'm
do you
hearing.
mean?
Yeah.
And you, how do you,
Actually.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Usually
I'm
show
like,
destruction and then slowly
Yeah.
pay people back for not.
yeah, for me, it's like,
Yeah.
and then now the worst quality that I have,
Mm.
like the worst, especially when it comes to friendships, is that,
Mm.
and a lot of my friends know this, like for me, I
Mm.
remember everything you do.
Mafia.
Yeah. I don't forget.
Like, so you
Yeah.
hold grudges?
Yeah, something like that. I wouldn't say a
Like, you
grudge.
don't
I'd
hold a
say,
grudge.
grudge. I feel like grudges cause pain, but for me, it's like I keep the information.
Oh no, that's just
Yeah,
it's-
that's healthy. You need
yeah.
to do that just so you don't make the same mistake.
Yeah,
Or,
it's like it's not the act, it's the principle. That's what I always like tell. If it's not the act that you've done,
Mhm.
it's the principle behind
Behind
the
it.
act.
Mm.
So like if I find that the principle behind the act was to undermine me simply because like you're my person or like I'm close with you, like for me it's just like immediate and completely involuntary, I must add. Like I don't know where it comes from, but it's like I just put you somewhere else.
But everybody has their boundaries. Like, mine is just
Yeah.
trust and money.
Yeah, money is a big
Money.
one.
Do not come,
Yeah.
like, do not break my trust, and do not.
Yeah, play with
Actually, it's
money.
money then trust. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Bro, we're at that age of like
Uh-huh.
mortgages and
Yeah,
like
that's-
buying
it's-
stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it's definitely
Mm.
like if you come
Money
between me
trust.
and my money,
It's on.
it's not on.
Mm.
You're just out. Like
it's dead.
it's none. Like we're not talking about it. Like
I hear that.
it's okay.
But with the work ethic, it means you've worked for that. You know. Like,
Yeah.
So I think some people's relationship with money is just that it
But,
was always there.
Could you?
So maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mind giving me an instance about like hypothetically,
Mhm.
allegedly, about like a time when somebody kind of pushed your
Oh,
boundaries? when it
nobody
comes to
has
money?
ever done that. It's like when you hear stories from other people, you're just like, yep, see, that's why I have 3 friends. Because nope.
Learn from others' mistakes.
Nope.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah, like
influence
I've heard stories of like people being best friends, one person finding out one person got a deal,
it. Mm.
and then they go back to that same company and be like, I'll do it for half, because they just wanted to get like the contract.
I
I'm
know,
angry just
come
hearing
on.
that.
It's
Yeah.
just, that's
What?
told you,
That's so
loyalty.
petty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't a friend. That
Yeah.
was just
But also just like there's always a lot, like especially in content creation,
Mm.
there's a lot of
We need to
That
have, we need to have a
stories,
conversation.
yeah.
Oh, we need to have that conversation.
like where people always like will undermine like or will undercut like a friend, even if they're not their best friend. Like I would never undercut you.
Thank you.
Like we
I
don't
would
even know
undercut
each other
you.
for that long, but I
Yeah.
would like to me
Yeah.
and also I believe in karma, especially when it comes to money and things like that.
Yeah.
Like if I come for you and your money,
Yeah.
like the universe is gonna
Somehow it's
take mine.
gonna.
Exactly.
I hear you.
So I just don't
Mm.
no,
Mm.
wait for your turn.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
I'm
yeah.
getting triggered hearing that because I know it's happened to me multiple times.
Really?
And you know when you know it's happened, but you don't know how it's happened. Like
But
there's no
you know
reason
it
for something.
happened.
Yeah, I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
Then you see it happening with someone. Anyway, well, that's the story off camera. So I want us to jump to the next. I'm smiling at all of these because I'm really excited to just hear what you're going to say. The next category of what I wish I knew
Mm-hmm.
when I was 20 that I know when I'm 30. So Joy, at the moment in your life, right,
Mhm.
the way you're dressed now, it's eclectic taste. It's just
Mhm.
mwah, right?
Yeah.
And even online, you're showing people how to dress, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
I will start with myself personally.
Mhm.
20s, early 20s, my hair was like 3 times this size. I used to have that streetwear phase of like
Yeah.
the long t-shirts down to your knees, and then like the Yeezys up here, and then like just everything basically.
I feel like I
Yeezy.
want to go back to that.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm
Bring it back.
Nah, we'll
Uh,
put some pictures for you guys because absolute mess. So I want to know if you had this phase as well.
No, okay, let me tell
What
you.
was your
Oh my,
journey?
I love that. I
Uh-huh.
love,
Mm?
especially 20s fashion. Like when you're in
Mhm.
your 20s,
Mhm.
be as trendy as possible. It is
Do
so
everything- do
much
everything.
fun.
Yeah.
Do it all. It's
Yeah.
so much fun being in
Mm.
your 30s when you kind of calm down and you figure
Yeah.
out your own personal style.
Mhm,
To
mhm.
look back and be like, that is so ugly.
Yeah.
Good
How did Joy look?
I have to
when you
find a
were-
photo. Oh,
Please,
God,
'cause-
like I
yeah.
just had moments where you just, I like see something on a magazine or online, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna recreate that. But then I forget that I do not have Kardashian money,
Oh God.
nor stylists, nor any of that stuff in my
Mhm.
closet. So you try to make it work,
Yeah.
and in your eyes, you're like,
You
nailed
look
it.
sensational.
And then when you're older, you're just like, what?
Mhm.
That wasn't even
Mhm.
up. There was a time I think I had like long, like blonde braids. I had a black and yellow baseball cap,
Uh-huh.
a
Sheesh.
top that was almost like the Versace, like overly
the big,
printed,
yeah.
but none of it matched the
Oh
hat.
God, Joy.
And then a skirt that was like a blue skirt
Mhm.
and like a pair of sneakers. And I was like, yeah.
So we have blue, yellow, blonde.
I just, it was a
Just-
lot.
yeah.
And like super red lips.
Jeez.
Come on.
Crayola. We'll call that look
I see it.
Crayola.
It's not
I
that
don't
bad.
think you understand how I was like, this is the look.
Yeah. Did your parents? So I had to think. My parents used to tell me, "What are you wearing?" And I'm like, "You don't get it. You would never understand. This is fashion." That I was like,
No,
I
actually,
was
yeah. My
adamant,
mom was
right?
just like,
okay.
and then she just walk away
Yeah.
because she's just like, I don't think she knows what she looks like,
Mhm.
but she looks happy.
She's happy.
So let's just let her go out into the world and
Mhm.
embarrass herself.
And
Yeah.
this-
But then
and-
all of us were all dressed horribly too. So
Exactly.
like I was actually on point because
Yeah.
we all dressed bad.
at that phase, it was.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of like starting like a clothing line or
I did once. It's just not my vibe.
Mhm.
really?
I like other people's clothes, like
Yeah,
having to go
yeah.
shopping for fabric and then
Mm.
selling, promotion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not my
Do you
vibe.
think that it will ever come to that time where like I've got a lot of time on my hands? I've got
Maybe.
yeah. When
Right
you're in,
now,
like,
no.
No. I feel you.
Don't like it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like you have mad fashion sense, man. I watch your
Thanks.
content all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oscar, can we tell us about your fashion journey, please? We
Listen,
can't just be sharing over here and you
By the
laughing
way,
at us.
it's winter
Yeah.
in Nelofi and he's wearing a tropical shirt.
Guys,
Uh-huh.
listen. I had to wear something colorful to kind of
Bring the sunshine.
I had to wear something colorful to kind of break the monotony on set. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
Like this
mhm.
black, there's so much
Oh,
black
this winter,
tones, this
dark,
dark tones.
Okay.
No, I know you're the fashionistas, but I was like, let me brighten up the set. You know?
Uh-huh, there we
No,
go.
we get it. We get it. You
But,
look
like,
like a
growing up-
sunset. We love it.
Ah,
Yeah.
beautiful. So when I was younger, what was my fashion journey? Hip hop, basketball. So anything around that, till today, I feel like is where my fashion sense is. So a lot of like oversized tees, Ogopa
Love it.
DJs shirts for
Love it.
South Sea hip hop,
Mm.
a lot of Sean Johns,
How old were you
a
during
lot
this
of
time?
Tim's, between 18 and 20. Then
It
20.
wasn't that long. That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wearing baggy shirts and baggy
That
jeans.
Yo,
was-
me,
how?
I
10 years ago,
was
I
like
was-
that.
I was
You were
Kanye
like 10 years
ago.
behind. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I was-
His made sense.
I was
Yeah.
Kanye.
Yeah,
you
listen,
were like
I was
90s.
yeah,
before.
listen, my guy. I
Mm.
was
Holding on to it.
Supras,
Yeah.
Supras, like the Supra era, the Shambhala era in Nairobi.
Mm.
Yeah, man, I did the whole thing.
Mm.
And then back then I had hair, so I had fun with that.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Insert photo.
But one look that like I always used to like pull up to all the events in was I had this colorful white hoodie that was like gold.
Oh god.
Like it was white and gold inside. And then like a t-shirt that had like rainbow colors, blue jeans, and white Air Force Ones. I used to shut it down. I think I have that. I have
Like,
that
do you
picture.
mean like a yellow sweatshirt or like actually gold?
Gold, like gold,
Like
colored.
shiny,
It was
but
white.
shinos.
It was white and gold. Like
Nice. I
it-
love this for you.
trust me, I was.
Oscar.
And here's the worst part. It worked.
Mm.
I used to have the bandana thing tying it on my head,
Tupac.
holding on to
Okay.
shorties. I was mad when I was young.
Goodness me.
Like,
Then-
he sounds like a music video
Yeah, it
that I
was,
used to
like-
watch when I was 13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like big.
And I'm older than you.
Yeah, I was big
That's
on
why
that.
I'm so
I
confused.
was big on that.
Oscar, were you happy?
Huh?
Were you happy?
Bro, let me tell you, terrorize the streets, terror
we
of the
go.
streets.
Yeah, I respect.
King of the town.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
respect.
Then Strathmore, then that made my wear more formal, more conservative. Then became a lawyer, so more suits. So like
Just slowly clean. Like,
yeah, it's
Reeled it
slowly
in, reeled it in
just
slowly.
reeled it
Yeah.
in.
Okay.
And then now, which is now like sneakers, so kind of a mix of that formal and informal wear.
Yeah.
Like I like my Nike Air Force Ones. Those haven't gone
Yeah.
anywhere. So yeah.
Fantastic. So basically what we're trying to say, guys, if there's a lesson in this, is be happy in whatever you're wearing. You'll look back, it might not have worked, but if you're happy at the moment.
Are we all
That's
providing
great.
photos? Are we
We're all providing photos. Do we have a deal?
I'm gonna have to search really
Yeah.
hard.
Fantastic.
I had to delete one of my Facebooks because it kept on reminding me of stuff that we used to do in our 20s.
Oh, yeah. I've
That
got
like me and my friends are just like, everybody put your Facebooks on
on
private,
yeah.
now. So
Mine's
I
out there
find
somewhere
it.
still, just in the
Really?
ether.
Mine's in the
Because we
ether.
used to
Yeah.
just post
Mm.
nonchalant.
Yeah.
Like
after,
early 20s, just
Yeah, after
Yeah.
night out, you have
Let's
12
just see.
photos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Shout out to growth, guys. Shout out to growth. So, Joy Kendi, thank
Yes, sir.
you so much
Yeah.
for coming, sharing, giving us your time,
Yeah.
and thank you for being a fan of the show. Like it means the
Huge
world.
fan.
It means the world.
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, did you have
That's
fun?
so
Did you have fun?
Can we do another one? But like,
I'm game. I'm when we have more
worse.
time because this wasn't an hour. No, this wasn't an hour. We'll have to do another one. This is 45.
Yeah,
This
let's
is
do it now.
45. Yeah, part 2.
Part 2 is
Part two.
definitely happening.
You want to make
I
Yeah,
want a
vibes.
shenanigans
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, and then we'll continue with other questions.
Shenanigans.
More questions. I have more
You
questions.
got more questions? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
All right, cheers, guys.
So yeah, thank you for watching this episode of Mantalk.ke. We'll see you next week for another episode.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.